What's happening, rock and roll? I'm Diamond Sam Valerie from MojoRadio.us, and this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm hanging out with two friends of mine. What were you giggling about? I'm hanging out with two friends of mine. They have a TV show on Amazon Prime called Meat Jockey and the Mad Butcher. I'm hanging out with none other than the Mad Butcher himself and my best buddy, Mike Lepine, and the ever beautiful, ever charismatic Meridith Pastore. And I was worried about that. I know when he first sent me, when I first asked him, what is her last name? I pronounced it.
But I usually, it's like in Queens, like it just seems I'm like Cher. Like go by one name because I don't even think Maureen knows my last name. Like nobody, did you know my last name?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Well,
like
you find out.
one word. I think I'm the only Meredith in College Point actually because they go Meredith. They go, oh, Mike's. Yeah. I think it's like I'm the only one.
They say what?
They go, oh, Mike's girlfriend. Because as soon as you hear Meredith, they don't ask for my last name. They just know his girlfriend. Because of my, forget it.
Because of the association with Lepine.
Yeah, but also my name. There's not many of us in the world.
I knew Meredith when I was in high school.
Do you know Gordon Lightfoot, the folk singer?
Yeah.
His middle name is Meredith.
His middle name is Meredith?
Yeah, because back in, alright, I'm half Irish, half Italian.
Okay.
And back when England invaded Ireland and shit, the county where my family's from, this little county, Wexford in Ireland, they took the name Meredith, which was a boy's name in England, and they made it a girl's name in Ireland. So you got like one of those baby name books, like in the, you know, when you have a baby.
Yeah.
What are we gonna name our kid? I think from 85, pre-85 up to 1985, my name was in the boy and the girl section. So Gordon Lightfoot, okay, his middle name is what the fuck, Meredith. And then there's an actor, he's a low budget actor. Well, he was in War, but Jay Noor was an actor.
Okay.
He named his firstborn child 2 years ago, his son, Meredith. And there was a big thing because Chrissy Teigen, who's a total thought, you know, makes fun of everybody. She literally made fun of his newborn baby's name. Like, just want to let you know, Jay Noor named his son Meredith. Like, and he just was like, yo, bitch. It was like a family game.
Another bitch that needs to be slapped upside the head.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have to say about my name.
That made me relax a little
My
bit.
allergies are like, I'm not doing cough. My allergies.
Because I had to tell you, before that, I was really fucking nervous. And
Oh,
I have no absolute good goddamn reason to be nervous.
Why are you nervous? You talk
Because my best friend and his girl, I don't know why.
Yeah, we're not like Mary J. Blige and Diddy.
No,
like,
I know, but it
just
like, I don't know, it did something to me when we first came up with the idea.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll interview you guys for the show and everything.
Yeah.
We're going for Meat Jockey and the Mad Butcher. Yeah, it would be great. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, man, this is my best friend I'm interviewing. And then I started second guessing myself. I was like, no, don't ask that question. No, ask that one. Because let's face it, me and you talk a lot.
You guys are friends, so you're not asking for a kidney.
No, you're right. But me and you might actually know things about each other that we wish we didn't know about each other.
That's what we're not talking about it yet. I don't care what the question you ask.
What do you fucking hold about?
We just,
So we were best friends.
hey! Not
Ours.
I sleep with the kids. Right? Alright.
Okay, let's do this. We're off to a good start now.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All right, brother. You're a butcher in a family-owned, operated butcher shop. It's located on 1426 College Point Boulevard in College Point, New York. Your family's been in possession of it for almost 100 years.
Yes, 99 years technically,
99 years.
Yeah.
to be precise.
Now, you can't throw a rock in College Point and not hit anybody that doesn't know the Lepine family.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two people. Newcomers,
Yeah, the newbies.
the newbies.
The newbies.
So the butcher shop, Empire Market, could be considered, I guess, a tourist attraction now.
Well, kind of. I do get people from everywhere.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it as a tourist attraction, kind of like a historical, like the historical heartbeat of College Point. Like it's literally the last family-owned business, right? Like generation-wise.
It is now. Because the other place
Yeah, there was
sold it.
another place that had them by what, 3 years?
Yeah.
And they sold it outside the And
Wait, was that
That was the
one?
gas station.
oh, we like to say
Oh.
the name. Is that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, it was a service station, but they sold outside the family.
Yes, and now it's not family owned anymore.
Yeah, it's not family owned anymore. So Mike
So you're,
So we are technically
Empire Market is
we're the
like
second oldest business in College
Yeah.
Point, but we have the longest
yeah,
family
In
owned
the
business
family.
now. Because the
Yeah.
other places no longer family.
yeah. So they lost that status.
Yeah. Fuck them anyway.
But yeah.
Fuck 'em. So you're a pillar to the community.
Yeah.
Pillar.
I knew I wasn't going to get a straight answer out of that.
Pillar.
A
I don't know
pillar.
about that. Laughing stock sometimes. maybe.
No, he's a
But
scary. I think I
pillar.
get tattoos.
Pillar. Yeah. More scary. People are terrified of me. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it
Do I
either.
look scary to you? Covered in
No.
tattoos, 6'2".
No. But the best was when I
45.
first moved here. When I first moved here and I started like, making friends
Over
and
time.
stuff, people would go, "Oh, this is the butcher's girlfriend," and right away everybody would go, "Oh, John," and I'd be like, "No, Michael," and they'd go, "Oh, he's nice." Like, all him is, and I'm like, he is, but everybody's like, Michael's such a sweetie, but you know, like one time somebody said to me, "I just saw your boyfriend outside the store." I'm like, "Yeah, what was he doing?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, he had his arms crossed, and he was glaring up at the sky. He goes, "I think he was telling God, don't you let it fucking rain." Let it fucking rain. And I was like, so now it's like a joke because, you know, everybody's just like, "Oh, Michael, he's scary." He's like the biggest, you know, teddy bear, you know, like. So now people are like, "Oh, John?" And I go, "No, the one that looks like the serial killer." And they go, "Oh, okay." You know, you got John and Mike.
See, I never got that. I never got that.
I
From
never
the
got-
moment that
well,
made-
Yeah.
It's,
well,
yeah,
somebody brought me into Empire,
Yeah, right.
just
But, yeah,
We're not
closer
doing
to
that.
leave it at that.
but when I went into Empire and I first met you, I never got a vibe
Me
that
neither.
Yeah, no,
wow, he's fucking pissed.
He's
everybody
very,
does.
yeah,
It's
but
just
he's
my
very
face. I was born like that. I can't-
reserved.
I just
Like-
look aggravated.
Yeah, he says like 10 words a day. Like he's just very. He's like, I love him so much. He's so quiet. But it took me 6 months to. Are you mad at me? And he'd be like, "It's my face." Like I'm not mad. Like it's just my face. You know? But now I know his
Yeah.
faces, so it's like you know the first 6 months of the game. I'm like, "Oh my God, is he mad? Is he screaming? What's wrong?" I was doing that on purpose.
Oh,
Mother-
all right, I'm sorry.
I was like showing you how I was thinking to myself,
Oh.
but you just killed it.
I am sorry.
But no, but you know, it took me a good what 7 months
Oh,
for
yeah,
me to
he's-
realize,
Still does.
oh, that's just yeah. Like now I know his faces. I'm like, okay, what happened? You know, okay, you know.
Well, I when I would go into Empire, every once in a while I can see if he's having a really bad day,
Yeah.
and that was the day. Yeah, when you're having a bad day,
Oh,
you look like you're ready to
Yeah.
kill something.
People are flashing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You know,
then there are times where I walk in, pick up whatever I had to pick up, and just turn
And
around.
I'm the
Thank
same
you,
way.
Bob.
You know.
But now that you have to wear these, that's covering
Oh
your
yeah,
face,
you can tell people.
people have no idea what's going on.
Why do like that?
You know?
Yeah. You can tell people.
I
literally
mutter, I
fuck
make
up
fun of
without
people, nobody
them
knows
knowing.
anything.
Yeah.
Only
Like,
sees
it's
my
just like,
eyeballs.
Even you sliced it, alright? I got you get you sliced
Yeah.
it. You
Yeah,
fuck off
yeah,
if you
that's
want.
what
Like I can just and I know him like the back of my ass. So I'll be in the store and he'll be like, yeah, I'll get that for you. Yeah. You know, and I see him. Fucking damn son. You want me to shred a pound of it? Get the fuck out of here. And I'm just like,
That's what you do with the
okay, I'm
public.
gonna rub his
Everybody
head
does
when he
that.
gets home. Maybe it's okay, it's okay. But yeah. Now I'm used to it. Because we're together 7 years. We just talked about it. This year will be 7 years.
Really, 7 years?
On New Year's Eve, yeah. New Year's Eve is right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Right? He's a killer man.
Not yet. Day's not over. Yeah, he thinks I'm the pillar. Just proved to
Pillar to
about
the community.
What was that? About 3 minutes I just proved that one.
I think you stand like a pillar in a store.
Well,
somewhere.
yeah,
It's
well.
like glaring at everybody. This
That's
is my
fine.
life. It's
So-
fun.
What can you guys tell us about your TV show, Meat Jockey and the Mad Butcher? Oh boy,
Oh,
we're going off the
Yeah.
rails.
What can we tell?
it's technically my brother's fault, all of it.
Yeah.
He used to work at Chippendales. You have to dance strip near that.
Yeah.
And the guy was doing a documentary on Chippendales,
Yeah.
but came into my store to interview my brother and saw everybody in the store was like, oh my God, your family's awesome, can I interview them? And that just rolled into this show. My brother volunteered all of us. Nobody
Yeah.
even asked.
Yeah,
Nothing.
nobody asked.
It was like, here, I'm putting this microphone on you. Here's a camera in your face. Yep, here we are.
Yeah.
2 full episodes on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, the 3rd in the works. Yeah, it's weird. It's basically just us following us around for the most part,
Yeah.
being idiots. Well, we're really just ourselves, but
Yeah,
we're idiots.
you know what it was? Like Michael.
He knows that for a fact.
Yeah.
He can't even get through 3 episodes. Well, I know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
No, seriously,
But
when
yeah,
I
no, it's just loosely based. It's really just
But
us.
Michael Peel, our producer Michael Peel, he loved the dynamic of everything because Mike and John are almost 8 years apart and they are little polar opposites, but they're like so close and they're best friends. And then, Maureen, who's John's ex-wife.
Right.
Okay, like the relationship that John and Maureen have is like it's lovely. It's just
yeah, it really is.
it's like it's so sweet because they've been such a huge part of each other's lives for 35 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, the marriage didn't work, but I love you and you love me and we're best friends. And and then Dustin moving in, that was like a huge thing because he was, I didn't know him, I didn't watch that shit, but the real world.
Oh, the real world, yeah.
Yeah, but people knew him, and then it was like, and then I came in, we met online, and I was moving out to Queens, and I had a kid, and we, like he just liked the whole thing, even like the dog, like we adopted a dog together, like Michael Peel was just like, this is so weird, but it works, and it needs to be filmed, and like vlogged, like people need to understand how this works, because there's so many different personalities and so many different backstories and so many different dynamics, but we all kind of just mesh and make it work. So
When I was watching the episodes, the 2 episodes that I was on, the first thing I noticed was that it really doesn't seem like it's a lot. It's genuine. There's a lot of natural approach to it. Like, I mean, I have a lot of favorite scenes throughout the show. A lot of them are with you, because seriously, it's almost like you're a natural on the camera.
people say that to me, I don't know why. I don't know why.
Did you, from
I am my biggest the first time I saw myself on film, I'm like, how the fuck do you leave the house with those eyebrows when you need to lose weight? But that's a girl thing. But I have people telling me that, and it's so sweet because I've said from day one, even if this show doesn't go anywhere, if this is just something, a 15-minute kind of thing, I'm so grateful for it because I have such great things to tell my grandchildren and show them, and it was just, even if it doesn't pick up and doesn't roll and doesn't become like a Bravo TV thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just a great experience to have because, one day we're going to be in our 90s with our little grandchildren and then we're going to show them our tattoos and go, hey, look what grandpa did.
That's great.
So that's.
People like, look what this tattoo used to look like.
Yeah.
In the 90s. And it was here and now it's down here.
Look at grandma with the misfit shirt on,
let me-
Yes.
Let me lift this fold and show you.
Yes.
This used to be a skull. I know it looks like a flower, but it was a skull, trust me.
Honey, can you help me put my shoes on? My kids know.
Yeah, it's good.
Because I told Michael that. I said, I don't have a relationship with my mother, but her big thing was, why are you wearing so much makeup? What's with the tattoos? What are you going to do when you're 80? And I'm like, I'll show my grandkids my tattoos. And I said to him, I'm going to dress like this until my tits are in my shoes. And that was just like, and I remember saying that 15 years ago, and I just remember my Aunt Monica spitting her food out when I said that. And I'm like, why are you so tight, Kathy? What's the big fucking deal? But yeah, so that's my whole take on it because, especially now because, we lost Pops, and there's, there's just, there's so much footage of Pops, and, Packer, we lost Packer, and,
that was.
it's just, so it's just, it's awesome because it's like when we're gone, my son will be going, hey,
Absolutely, yeah.
look at your great grandparents. You know what I'm saying? So that's, but for me to become a fan favorite, it's kind of cool.
I think
That's
it's
really cool.
it's very evident because all of you bring your own personalities to the show, but what I really wanted to ask you
Yeah.
was when when they tell you that they're going to film you,
Yeah.
do you do anything to prepare for your scenes?
Like what?
Like anything? Sing a song or?
No, I usually ask if I can have a cigarette, but I don't know. Yeah, no, what?
Because your approach on film is incredible. It's great. You know, I enjoy watching it. My kids enjoy watching it.
Sweet. That's sweet.
You know, the scenes with you and Maureen and Sephora.
I love Maureen.
Look,
Why do you not want to go to Sephora with Maureen? Like, Maureen's the best.
I mean, I got to start going to Sephora. I buy the cheap line.
No. Don't even buy it. I probably have some. Are you kidding me? I have a backup. Like, that's why I can't wait till they film my bathroom again, because we redid the bathroom because somebody painted the bathroom like this fucking M&M brown, which made no sense. And yeah, so now it's like really cool back. I painted it black and purple, and I got new shelves and even more makeup, so I can't wait. Like,
Who painted the bathroom M&M brown?
something.
Never mind.
Yes.
Never mind. that was the other one. We're not,
Yeah. No, but now it's like cool because like that's why I love him so much, because he just he'll let me like do anything. Like when we painted the living room, I was like, "You paint the living room black." And he's like, "You can tell it's nice, but I don't think it's black." But I love it. So, but then he was like, "We're painting." He's like, "Wow!" I bought him the Chucky. Remember that's right, Chucky and Tiffany Bride, and from the movie.
Oh yeah.
So he's like,
Yeah,
"Wow."
Bride Chuck.
Yeah, bright. He goes, "Look at how bright Tiffany's dress is against the black." I'm like, "Dude, I told you." Right? Now you like it, right? In the beginning, he was like,
Never would have thought. It's two shades, really. It's
black.
two different shades of black,
Yeah.
like a white chair around it.
Yeah,
I was like,
and it
this
works.
girl looks so weird. And then when it was done, it was like, this is really fucking nice.
See?
Like,
You listen to
who
me.
knew? It's like
Yeah.
black. I'm like, I know what black looks like, but I don't know for the whole room.
Yeah, because I got one shade of black that's like latex, so it's shiny under the cap. And then the one above the chair rail is like it's like a charcoal gray black, and it's matte. So you get two different finishes. So it takes you to the focal point of all the art and collections he has. I told him that. I said, black will help your collection show up so much
Oh
better.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah,
they
because you
do.
got the black shelves that are behind the counter.
Yeah, and they do. Like right? Unless you're lying to me for the past 4 years that we've had a black living room. Like it seems like you like No, I know. But Michael
This
also
goes on all the time.
all
Nobody
the
listens
time.
to anybody when they talk.
Michael has an obsession with lights on, like lamps. Not lamps, like lights. Like that's why our backyard looks like LaGuardia.
Literally, out the backyard,
He is
my
obsessed with
dog
solar
caught a
lights.
raccoon. So I put in solar-powered
Which
motion lights. Logical, right? He walks through the yard.
yeah,
I
but
know
you
it's
don't
there. I
need
don't let the
85.
dog out.
I'm like, they're gonna fucking start
So
laying
now,
planes in our backyard.
Something goes through the yard. It lights up like it's daylight.
No,
Now I can see everything.
You can see it.
I'm like, I don't care if the planes can see it.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
need
You
to
know
see
what
if there's a
happened?
big creature
You
back
know
there
what
that my dog's
happened?
gonna
NASA just debunked the thing that you can see the Great Wall of China from the satellite, but they said that they can see our backyard. Because my son's future wasn't that bright as our backyard. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like we got the cabinet. So he took going back to his because he has beautiful. I can't call them dolls. What do I call them?
Action figures.
Scale model action figures. Whatever the fuck they are.
Action figures.
1/6 scale, 12 inch.
Yeah.
Action figures.
So
Gotcha on that.
we have the equivalent to like a brand new Acura in our dining room. Okay. So he bought the black glass curio cabinet, and it looks beautiful. But now it's like he had to buy like 6 sets of fucking lights from Amazon. I don't know. I want to backlight this and maybe this and that, and I can turn this. And I'm like,
It enhances the
you do you, boo. Like I'm
the
not.
remote. You hit the button, everything lights up. It looks
Which I'm fine with because some women have fucking boyfriends that go to the bar and don't come home.
Yeah, I'm not doing coke.
Mine comes home with lights. We go put this in the backyard. And it's like the dogs go out and they can't stop blinking. They're like, I can't stop blinking, Mom. And I go, come here. We're gonna eat some cheese. We gotta get them like blue blocker glasses because Tank literally has a stroke when he was out there. It's like whatever. Yeah. So, but then I won. I was like, okay, he likes the black. Let me see if I can get black and purple in the bathroom. Well, let me do that. So, kind of rock starish. The bathroom. Yeah.
That was good.
And And we have like all
I
our.
don't know, okay, I have to go in there and do what you're supposed to do in the bathroom. I don't care what
He
color it is.
actually knows.
Be polka dots. Okay.
He doesn't. He's so good. I love him so much.
None of this had anything to do with the
I
question. We ended up like talking about like taking a dump in the bathroom. I don't know how that started from
Yeah.
Sephora.
Well, I knew that this was going off the rails.
Yeah,
I-
that's just-
in the best possible
That
way.
just went
It
talking
could.
about eyeliner to bathrooms and my.
Because I want my whole point, let me wrap this up in a neat little
Oh, okay.
bow. Basically, me convincing him to paint the bathroom, the living room black to show up his collections. I had a secret diabolical plan with the bathroom. So, because now the bathroom shows off my collection, which is makeup. So it's
Okay,
a
yeah.
win-win. So that's what I was trying to get at.
Oh, that makes no sense.
Ha! Yeah. You know, I don't do anything with makeup. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I have no hobbies. That's why I had hobbies. But I'm just saying, makeup is like my thing. But now it's like
Now it's your thing.
It's like it's like I always lived there. It's
Won't let me light them up though. That would have been awesome. But remote control.
no.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Yeah.
You get like an LED light on the shelf to light up your makeup.
Why? Because then you can show people how lazy I am when I'm painting my makeup. I don't want to do that. That's why. It's like he came home with a new flashlight 2 weeks ago. Like,
Oh yeah. I should've
oh
thought
my
Yeah,
god.
shit. Oh, we forgot all about that.
He came home so excited. I was like, oh, maybe he put a dog or something. Like, he's like, oh, this flashlight, and then it shows me, and as soon as he lights it up in the living room, I'm like, well, I gotta dust. it's like,
No,
I was like, fuck, I'm so bad.
it's because me and Sam were talking about doing something. I said, oh, we should backlight it. So I just came up with like, oh, we should jokingly said we should buy one of those superpowered flashlights. Like a regular flashlight is like 25 lumens or whatever they call it. This one's 9,000.
Is it?
Yeah.
9,000.
Are you
I literally
kidding?
stood outside and tried it. I lit up a tree 3.5 blocks away like it was
Are you kidding?
daylight.
That's like more than what
And then I went out in front of my house, a block and a half, would have looked like daylight.
Like,
Her son was leaving to go home, and like we had a tree
He
fell outside the
back-
house
yeah.
with the lights
he
down. So I'm like,
backlit all
oh,
the way to the
I'm gonna light it up. I literally blew it up, and he literally turned around like he's
Like,
horrified
yeah.
because it literally. Oh, I don't know
It
what the
was
neighbors
like-
thought, but this shit was bright. It was
Yeah.
worth all $26 I spent on it.
Yeah, that thing was.
literally-
You sent me a
it's
video of it.
Yeah, it's like 2,000 feet. This thing will light
oh
up.
my god.
I was
That's
like,
like literally brighter than the whole island of Fiji has to light up all the people.
well, now we got it sitting in the night.
I think, yeah,
It was awesome.
I think
And
Fiji
when you
has
try to
like
use it at the house to
7,000
look for something,
lumens.
like because it goes like
It's
bright,
fast.
super bright, and then like strobe.
It's so
Well, you have to
funny.
hit all three of them to shut it off.
When he gets home,
So
he's
everybody
like,
gets blinded by the time it's
blinded.
done. It's like a fucking strobe light like this, like you're in the fucking
but
limelight.
he's so cute about it. He's like, oh my god, babe, it's a light on. I'm like, okay. Like I try, like he's, and I want to be excited with him, so I beat it. I'm like, okay, nice.
But no, she uses it all the time.
Nice, great, nice, you know. And he's like, oh, I'm going to back up because the lights up. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
You know how people like, when you get ready to bed, you're ready to go out, you go around, you show the door locked,
Yeah.
the door's open. Yeah, Microsoft side checks all the lights. Like, oh, we're going out? All right. Let me make sure the lights, the solar panels, like, it's so cute.
So
I love it. No, it's cute.
Well,
It's so cute.
Can you guys tell us what?
So cute.
Can you guys tell us why there's only 2 episodes?
Oh.
I can't compete them. I have no idea. They just come to show up. I have no idea
Well,
what.
we were doing all the episodes, and then, it's kind of to get everybody together is a little difficult because it's really sound guys, people, all that other stuff, and get everybody together. But then we were filming, and then when COVID hit, it kind of put a damper on it.
Yeah.
But then, unfortunately, my dad ended up getting COVID and passing during this, so it's kind of really put a massive halt
And we thought,
on it,
you got really
unfortunately.
sick.
But then I ended up like a stomach bug thing. I don't know what the hell I had,
Oh
but
my
I lost
God.
like 15 pounds. I couldn't barely eat anything.
Yeah, he was in bed
But-
like over
Yeah, I
a week.
remember that.
Oh,
It,
it was
that
That
awful.
was pretty scary.
It was awful.
But we're talking about now, like episode 3 is almost done as far as I know.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
we got some ideas for some future episodes, but that was basically really what
Yeah.
shut it down was my dad passing and, the fucking pandemic,
Everything just became like,
unfortunately.
yeah, it was standstill.
Really sorry. Yeah, really sorry about that.
Yeah, shit situation, but
I mean, that was really hard. That was really
The thing is,
hard.
if you actually watch some of the episodes, my dad steals every single scene.
Every single
Yeah.
scene.
Every
In
single
fact, my girlfriend, Evie, I've never met her. We're friends on Instagram for like 6 years. So she's so cute. She's just like, I can't wait to meet her. Like, I made so many friends on Instagram that are like
Right.
family. It's amazing. But she left a comment on my Instagram yesterday going, "Oh my God, I never laughed so hard. I watched both episodes, and Pops is one of my favorite. I can't believe, but that's what she was saying. Basically, Pops is just like, he's this, you see this 80, well, how old is he?
He was 81.
81.
But so
He
most of the
looked
footage is like
61.
79, 80.
Yeah, but you see this man explaining with the calmness of a grandfather how
Oh,
the
yeah.
marbling, but then you see him going, "Get the fuck out of here!"
No,
and it's like,
I love that scene with him and Dustin.
yeah,
Oh,
When Dustin's trying to
Yeah,
show
I
him the
love
present. He's like,
yeah.
"You almost hit me in a fucking.
Yeah,
Get the
it's
fuck out of
fine.
here."
But then he'll tell you the whole story about dry aging.
Yeah, that was great.
Like,
I love the end of
yeah,
that.
like I loved him, and
And that was like the perfect way to end the
Yeah.
pilot.
he was
Was
just like,
just him showing you dry age and cooking it on
Yeah.
5 minutes on one side, 6 on the other.
yeah,
No, that was brilliant. Whose
Oh my
idea was
God.
that?
that was
Might have
good.
just been his.
Yeah,
Because most of his stuff was basically
and
like, okay, let's
yeah.
do this. He's like, I ain't gonna do that. And he just
Yeah.
would go off on his own.
yeah.
Like, literally, there'll be certain things. Can you say this? He's like, no.
yeah.
He's like, I'm
He
not gonna
was a
say that
tough
because I'm
German.
gonna say
He was
this. And I'm like,
Stuck in it.
okay.
And,
And
okay.
then, but that's why, he really does steal
Yeah.
everything. We have some amazing footage
Like,
of him, which
That's
is awesome.
why I'm so grateful of this show. Yeah, because
Yeah, because it wasn't to show you. You wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. Who's going to really be filming you for 6 months?
Yeah.
Nobody. Like we
Nobody.
have some unbelievable,
it
amazing
is.
footage.
Oh my God.
They were gonna add more to it. Or put something in.
Because episode,
Like
I don't even know what's even in episode
Yeah.
3. Because it was everything when it happened. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's
It's
really
like
going on in the third episode.
it's chaotic. It's chaotic organization.
Yeah.
That's
Controlled chaos.
yeah.
Because most of the
Basically.
time when we were even filming, they're like, what are we doing? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
slap a microphone on.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, go do something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Go
all
do
right.
something. Okay.
But yeah, that's why it's people like it. It's because it
Yeah.
is so raw and natural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's,
Well, that's the realism. That's what a lot
Yeah,
of people
'cause
say.
that's what
Like,
people,
it's like
like,
realism.
love my Times Square. In the first episode,
Oh my
like
God.
we go to Times Square, and everybody's like, "Oh, tell us your favorite memories and what do you love about Times Square?" I'm like, I fucking hate this Times Square. I want the old Times Square where there was fun shit.
Another Instagram friend.
Like fun shit. There's no
Yeah.
fun shit now.
But
It's
that
all
was-
fucking
Nerd
toys. But people,
collector.
so many people like would send me messages. I totally agree. I can't stand
Yeah.
those cartoons. I could
That's
go on a rant
Another
for
friend I met.
15
Yeah.
minutes about those
Nerd
costume
collector.
characters in Times Square. I'm like, where's the old Times Square where there was like cool clubs and stores where I could like buy albums and CDs and shit.
Yeah.
Like that MTV there with all the loser Backstreet Boy people that were but you know what I mean? Like that was fun. Even though I was not a huge fan of that music,
Tell
it was
me
cool. You
why.
go there and there they are. Like wow, that guy's
I think
famous and he's within 8 feet.
It's the only one I like.
But now you go then what? Oh, it's some short guy pretending to be Elmo. Like who the fuck is?
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, you want
Well,
to.
That shit.
I want to punch them in the
See,
dick.
just didn't know
But
that was my direct contact with the show.
yeah.
Because when you were shooting that scene in Times Square and you were like on your phone,
Yeah.
that was with me.
Yeah.
I was like, "What are you up to?"
oh,
I'm in
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Times Square.
That's right.
Oh, that's
Like literally, I was
Yeah,
in
we
there, I was
fucking
talking
on
about
phone.
That's
because
awesome.
everyone else is doing that. Oh, this is great, this is great. I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, man, I'm from Long
And he's like, what are you
Island.
doing? I'm like, I'm fucking in Times Square. I don't want to be here. And it ends up being like hilarious.
It's
Watch
so
it. If
funny.
you watch it, which you should.
It is.
Oh, yeah, that
just because I
It's
watch
fucking
it just for
funny
that.
because Michael's pouting,
Right.
and I'm just like, I'm grounded Sephora.
Yeah, she's having fun doing her shit. And I'm
Go
like,
ahead, I'll get your pretzels. Just I'm going over here.
yeah, that was the best part of my Times Square trip. I bought some pretzels.
I bought you some pretzels, bitch.
I bought the first 5. I bought 5 pretzels. That's how long I was sitting in there. I did save 2 of them for everybody else when I came back, but I ate 3 by myself.
Yeah.
3. Damn, big fucking pretzels.
Now on the show, Mike
Yes.
Mike tells about how you guys met, and pretty much everybody else was met. But would you like to tell everybody how you landed this handsome stud of man meat?
Okay, so. Okay.
That's- they put that.
Yeah.
Handsome stud of man meat.
Oh, nice.
You have my Boba Fett.
Boba
Yeah. He likes Boba Fett, so yeah. which I don't understand because he's so vanilla. Everybody loves Boba Fett.
It's so harsh to
It is, like, he doesn't fucking talk. What does he do? He stands there.
It's
And there's my husband to be and my fucking son, like, this guy's so awesome. Like,
no,
how
you
is he
know,
awesome? It's like watching the fucking paint dry. What is he doing?
I gotta
What
agree
is
with
he
you.
doing?
I gotta agree. She's
No,
cool.
because you
Meredith has changed my stance on
About
Star
Batman?
Wars. No, on Star
Okay,
Wars.
'cause
No,
I don't like Batman either.
Oh.
Sorry.
Good night.
He's not a superhero. He's a fucking vigilante. He's a vigilante with a lot of money and he's bored.
And he's got like really cool
He's
tools.
bored. He should settle down and have a baby and meet his wife or whatever. You know,
Maybe he's trying to get a baby, but Catwoman won't give him it.
No.
You gotta give Batman a shot.
I'm not giving Batman a shot.
Batman is
Too
awesome.
much money. Sorry. But,
We met over Batman, clearly.
okay, so Michael and I.
I'm
Okay.
off the rails.
Alright. I'm getting us back on the road. Okay, so I was married before, and I got divorced. Okay, almost 10 years. And when I decided to get back in the dating world, I joined a dating site like everybody does. And you know, I joined Plenty of Fish, and you know, I met nice people on there. My first date, this one guy, he was awesome to this day. If anybody needs body work, I'll give him his number. You know, like I don't know, whatever.
I wish I had known that. When you needed body work?
Oh yeah,
A month ago.
yeah, like you know, just whatever, back and forth. But I was like fine being single, like you know, I was fine being single. I dated a cop on and off for like 3 years. That was a trigger. So, you know, I was fine. But then I was on Plenty of Fish one day, and I see his profile, and the only thing I see is College Point. I'm not good with directions at all. Like, I am geographically stupid. I will admit that. I grew up Long Island, Suffolk County, New York. I live in an island I can walk across in 3 days. I get lost. Like, and I'm 50. I'm 50 years old. I lived in Long Island, so you're driving at 16, you know. So my sister and her then boyfriend, who's now her husband, at the time were in Geneseo and Mount St. Mary's
Right.
College. So I see College Point. I emailed him out of curiosity, like, what part of upstate do you live in? Because College Point to me sounds like an upstate town with a college in it.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, now that I'm going to go off the rail a little bit here. College Point sounds like a college town upstate. Meanwhile, upstate has a town called New City. So they should invert them because now that Manhattan's too expensive, everybody's going to College Point. So it should, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to write a poem on this. There's more shit going on now about COVID, so I'll wait. So I emailed him. I'm like, yo, what part of upstate do you live in? And he literally, I'm going verbatim, okay? Email me back. Queens? And I'm like,
I was like, Queens. That's in Queens.
yeah. And I'm like, huh? So that's what started the DMing, and then it went to texting, and it was like a week of texting, and then I got hurt at work, and he was like, well, what happened to you? And I was like, can I call you? Because it's just a long, it's one of those stories like, you should have fucking been there, how I got hurt.
Right.
So, yeah, so our first phone call, like, lasted, like, a couple of hours, which is weird, because we both hate talking on the phone.
Yeah.
We both hate talking on the phone, but we were on the phone for a while. So then we decided to, like, finally meet up, and I had a doctor's appointment on New Year's Eve, and my son's friend, I'm not allowed to drive anymore because of my injury. My son's friend took us, and he was in Rockville Center, and my son's friend was like, yo, we're right around College Point, you wanna go meet the guy now? I was like, alright. So, yeah, that's what happened. But it was so funny too, we backtracked. Do you remember, I was on the phone with you, and I heard about his brother, and I was like, you gotta give me your brother's phone number. I gotta see what your brother says before I meet him. So I actually was on the phone with John. I got John's number.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
I tell my brother that she wants to call Tony. He's like, why? I'm like, just answer the phone. She said, text me back up. He's not answering the phone. I'm like, because he's on the phone. Give him a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
45 minutes later,
Yeah.
she hits me back up because it was up for that long.
But it was just funny because it was like, we didn't even meet, and he was like, just give him a minute. It was like so natural because, I'll get into it, but you can't really check me. Like, I don't get checked. People don't check me. Like, you can't tell me to calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, all right,
I'm
okay.
on one of my. There's a funnier story to that, but so we go into Empire, and I'm like, oh, he's like super cute. And now I'm like really nervous. I'm like, oh, he's really cute. Like, you know, whatever. He's like, oh, you want to meet my parents? I'm like, I don't want to meet your parents. He's like, well, they're here. You have to meet them. You remember that?
Yeah.
You're like,
So
we just
they're
met.
really
Like,
15 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm
oh
like-
yeah, no, ignore my parents who were standing right there.
so yeah, so it was kind of funny because he wound up coming by me that night, and I was like, all right, we're gonna go. He doesn't really drink. I'm not a big drinker, but there's a neighborhood bar around the block, and I had friends. Oh, yeah, all right, let's go to this bar. And then I said to him, I was like, I'm really nervous, so you know, whatever. And I'm talking to people. And then I said, I'm probably gonna sleep with you tonight, and in 2 weeks you won't hear from me again. And he was like, all right, because I was just like, whatever, you know, girls can leave. But you know, like, I was just like, there's nobody good on these apps anymore. Like, you know, whatever.
You are absolutely.
Oh, I
correct.
was,
You-
yeah, but I stepped in shit. And because it was like, I did. We had sex that night. We slept over. The next day was New Year's Day. It was great because we got cheeseburgers. And we sat in my bed eating cheeseburgers. And that's like our thing every New Year's Day. Like, it's so gay or romantic, whatever. You know, it's like, whatever. And then it was like a month later. He's like, wow, it's been like a month and you're still talking to me. You know, like, yeah. So it was like, the rest is history, I guess. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
So it was like hard because, you know, we lived 45 minutes away from each other, so. And then, you know, my son, my son's 28 now, when Michael and I met, Eric was just turning 21, and so we started dating New Year's Eve, January, and Eric turned 21 in March, and Michael came out and made him a birthday cake, and baked him a birthday cake, and I had, you know, my son and I, we rented a house, and my son had the master bedroom, and his friends, you know, he had two friends. My son's gay, and his friends, he had two friends living with us that got kicked out for being gay. So one lived in the spare bedroom, and one lived in the basement apartment. And I had basically the closet for a bedroom. Like I had like the tiniest
It was
bedroom.
like 8 by 7.
Yeah, it was. I don't need much, like
Yeah,
you know,
really.
like whatever.
A walk-in closet.
Yeah, but my son got the master, which was huge, and the other kid, poor kid got thrown out for being gay. You're gonna get the second biggest bedroom. Sorry, you know. But me and Michael are in my room watching TV, and all his friends were over for his birthday. And within like what, 20 minutes, like 8 kids were in my room eating this cake going Jesus. It was like it was so cute. I'm like,
I just
yeah,
got
it
mad
was
because
so
I put
cute.
in one of those like cake Tupperware
Yeah, it was
things.
so. It
But I was literally
so,
driving an hour.
But it was so
I got
cute.
it, it just smushed up against the
But it
side. I'm
was
like,
so
all right,
cute
eat from
because my
that
son
side. Just
doesn't
still has
like
icing on it. All the
anybody.
rest is stuck in the Tupperware.
Like my son never really knew like he hated my ex-husband, and then the few guys that I dated that didn't meet him, he was like, yeah, these are racist douche, you know. But like my son adores Michael. Like, what if we make jokes like, how did Michael get me pregnant 21 years before we met? I'm like, oh, he must have shared a bathroom at Shea or something because
Yeah, we have ridiculous
it's
amounts of
ridiculous
stuff.
how.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh
insane.
my god. Like, I had no idea half the shit that my son was into until I heard those two talking, and I'm like, wait, what?
We'll
like,
sit there. We talk about
everything.
comic books,
Everything.
horror movies,
Horror movies.
Star Wars. She
Yeah.
just sits there like we're talking to foreign language,
Yeah, I'm
and
like,
she
what
looks
the
at us
fuck
like,
is
"Hey,
going
what are
on?"
you guys even talking about?"
Like, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
and she's like, "What?"
And even like collecting things. My son's always been a collector, always, since he's little. And my son always got doubles of everything. Like, if I had to buy him something, I had to buy him two. If he had birthday, like, yeah, well, that's
Well, when you're a collector, you open the one,
Yep.
but you
I
want to
didn't
keep the other
do
one
that.
sealed because it's
Yeah,
got to
well,
be cherry.
my son is on furlough because of COVID, and my son just sold his doubles and made over $2,000. He's like, Mom, we need money. I'm good, man. I can stop. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, but Michael did the same thing. He's like, oh, when I turn
yeah.
50, I'm gonna start
The
selling.
Funkos, right?
Yeah. With my son too.
You want to load
Yeah, Funko Pops. Start out with 500.
That's it.
I had 500.
No, fuck off. There's more than that.
Probably. I stopped counting when I had 500.
Yeah, I live in my
But again, I started selling some of those. You'd be amazed the amount of money people will pay for one. of
Yeah,
those
what was the one with the
Oh,
Ace Ventura?
I sold
Like,
Ace Ventura. Bought it for $8. $300.
shut up. You sold that for $300.
$300 for a little Ace Ventura plastic bobblehead.
You sold it for $300. You bought it for $8.
I bought it for $8.
I think
I
we
sold
can
it for
actually rent
$300.
Jim Carrey for $200 to come over and entertain us.
You're just standing there bobbing your
It's a
fucking head.
win-win, yeah.
$300.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to give me $300 for it? Fine. I can
Wow.
you can have it.
And
Yeah.
my son does the same thing. My son collects Funko Pops. My son collects Star Wars. My son is an avid Barbie collector as far as like, alright, here's a perfect example. When my son was 9, 10, I'm a huge like garage sale thrift store kind of person.
Okay.
Antique store, huge. And I got my kid into it too. So there used to be in Long Island, 2 towns over from us, there was an old key food that turned into a huge thrift store. And we would go, just go on Sunday for 2 hours. So one day he comes up to me, he's like, I left my money at home, I need $3, I need to buy this. It's a $3 Barbie, matted hair, naked, right? Pen mark all over it. And it was $6, but it was like, they picked the color of that ticket today, so it was a blue ticket, so it was half off.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I'll buy you $3. So this is when eBay first came out. My son sold that dog for like $68 on eBay. And he didn't get my $3 back. He goes, can you mail this? And I'm like, you're like 10. What are you doing? Like, and he showed me everything. And I'm like, he goes, it turned out he bought a 1968 Midge doll. That was Barbie's younger cousin, Midge. I don't fucking know. I never say it, Barbie. Yeah. And it was, and somebody bought it. Somebody bought it for $68.
Well, see, I'm a sucker. I don't know. You remember the Miko figures, the
Yes.
8-inch Miko action figures? You probably don't.
Came out in the 70s.
In the
So
70s,
did
they were
I.
8-inch Miko action figures. They were really popular. Miko.
Oh, Miko.
Miko.
Okay.
And I collect them. And
What do they look like? What is it?
they're, shit. Mama Rose says get one.
Yeah, well, like, they did the same thing like with all the Hot Toys, I think. It's either Marvel, DC, movies, like Planet of the Apes, shit like that.
Starsky Hutch. They made Charlie's Angels.
Oh, you have the fucking the Farrah Fawcett doll.
You have the
Oh!
Wonder Woman doll I got.
And the Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's a
all
Miko.
right.
But she's got the
I
original
have
Farrah Fawcett.
I have
the
Farrah
70s.
Fawcett majors with the box.
Oh wow, it's still unboxed.
Yeah,
Well, it's been taken out, but I have the original box.
yeah, it's in the box now.
Because you can sell the box for a minute too.
No, but that's what he's talking about, those. But they came out and
Oh.
reproduced them recently.
Oh.
And I since I started buying the reproduced ones, I wanted to go back and get the old ones. So I started buying some of the old ones. And I got it was you that got me
Yeah.
the
My
$30
fault.
Spider-Man.
fault.
Play Michael.
Yeah. No, but he really went on this app that I told him about and really found a perfect
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
perfect condition from what was that from like I think 1978.
No, 1970. It was built 1974.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, perfect condition.
Yeah, but only $30.
Yeah.
But then the Starsky and Hutch car was $500.
Yeah.
I have the Charlie's
He's
Angels.
blaming for me for that too.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I'm a huge Charlie's Angel fan, huge, and there's, like, you know how I take over the whole bathroom? I have 2 shelves in the living room. Only because,
Only 2 shelves.
only 2 shelves.
Only 2
Because
shelves.
one of them consists of my Charlie's Angels collection, which he thinks is cool. Because I have, like, the little 7-inch pullable dolls, and
Yeah.
all 4 of them still in the pack. I
That's
have,
pretty good.
nobody's got it, but I love it. And then I have the Charlie's Angel band.
Yes.
And then I have the Farrah Fawcett majors. It says Farrah Fawcett majors when she was married.
When she was married to Lee Majors.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I have
I
the cover of the Vogue. Yeah.
Vogue.
I have the cover of the Vogue magazine that Vogue put out after she passed. Or Vanity Fair, I'm sorry. Vanity Fair did a huge thing when she passed. And because she died the same day as Michael Jackson, so he basically stole her thunder.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah, so-
absolutely.
Vanity Fair, which I broke my heart was, I love Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, I love the Jackson. I grew up listening to that shit, you know. But yeah, I have that. So I have like a little shrine to Charlie's Angels in the living room, and then my Wonder Woman shrine. So I'm huge Wonder Woman fan.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I know you've gotten me some nice things.
All the other stuff's my stuff.
Yeah, I miss that. I bought some of that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome though. I like the house. Like I do. Like no, I always loved the house. Like the first time I came to this house, I'm like, this is such a nice house. But now it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, we like made it ours. You know, we got a new couch, we got paint, we got a new bed. You know, like everything's very like gothic.
No more of that fucking brown M&M
Oh
bathroom.
my god, no.
No evidence.
And no brown. It
Well, there
was
was
brown.
evidence up there.
It was a brown living room and dining room, and oh, let me get a different shade of brown. Who was it? Was it Cheap Trick that said no brown Van Halen? No
brown
M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Brown M&Ms.
But you know the story behind that? They
Yeah,
actually didn't mean it. They just
They wanted to see if they were paying
no,
attention to the contract.
no, yeah. Well, somebody told them you're kind of a big deal now. You can basically do whatever you want. So I think it was David Lee Roth that said, "Oh, let's just put M&Ms in the bowl, but all the brown ones picked out." And Eddie Van Halen said, "When we saw no brown M&Ms, we knew we made it." So I thought that was a pretty cool story.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with the rest of the family?
His family?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
No, David Lee Roth's family.
I didn't even no, like his mom. I know his mom likes me. His dad loved me. His dad used to call me his favorite
His favorite daughter-in-law?
Hot. Yeah, but yeah, I adore his mom. His mom is just. I think she likes me. Actually, yeah. She's super sweet. Yeah. I love John. Oh my god, I love John so much. Like I've almost hit people for John. I've almost hit 3 people.
Yeah.
3 people is
Well, the first one was in the hospital breaking Maureen out. I almost hit
Yeah.
for Maureen, but John was there. John would have like been backup, like if I hit somebody. And then somebody else twice that I'm not gonna mention. But yeah, I would literally. I mean, Michael and Mom too. But John's the only one that I almost got. I almost beat the shit out of somebody for. Yeah, no, John is like the older brother I never had. Literally.
he has that effect
Yeah.
on people where it's almost like he adopts you.
Yeah. Like that first phone call before I met either one of them, like, it was like 10 minutes into that, and it was like, I didn't even think that I never even met this man before in my life. Like, he's just he's very calm, he's very even keeled, he's very, I'm trying to think of good words, like, he's non-judgmental. He's really, like, he's been done it, bought the t-shirt, so no matter what you go to him for, he's not going to judge you or not be shocked by it.
No, absolutely.
And that's what's nice about him.
I
you
have,
know?
later on, I have a funny story about John involving my kids.
Okay.
And it's funny as hell.
Yeah, he's that's another thing. Like, he loves children. Like, you know, he met my son and they bonded. Like, my son wound up moving out here, which was great because my son got a promotion and a transfer. He ended up living with us for a year, and John was, you know, the one who I can't move anything, you know, with my issues. He was working, so John basically moved him, you know, without even a second. Yeah, he needs help. I got this, no problem. You know, like, John is just such a good person.
Yeah, he is.
Really is.
Naturally, he's just
Just
good
a
deep down inside.
good person. They both are. Like, you talk to anybody in that neighborhood, and they're just like, oh my God, the Lepines. Like,
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
never heard an ill word spoken about.
No,
them,
it's-
except Mike looks scary looking up at the sky, telling God don't let it rain. You know.
No,
But
that's-
yeah, like, seriously, because if anybody said a bad word, I would, you know. But no, nobody said a bad word about that family.
no, not at all. And
No.
that name, the name Lepine, that
Yeah.
means something.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh.
that. I'll get to that later because it means something important to me. Because
Okay.
when I needed,
Yeah.
you know, when I
Yeah.
needed someone, they were right there for me.
Yeah.
I think
they
that's
just
a
stand up
Lepine trait.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
you know, there are 2 important words. The 2 most important words in the English language is love and help.
Mhm.
And the Lepine family are those 2 words.
Yeah,
You know, if you
absolutely.
need help, they're right there, and that's like the first thing they say.
Yeah.
You know, you want me to help? You need a hand?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that name is very important.
And they
name.
get that from them because when me and Mike, I got sick with the first 10 months we were dating, 11 months, and I was in the hospital for a week. And how many times a day did your parents call you? Like,
Oh, these 3.
yeah, it was like, I'm not even, you know, with their son a year, and they were just like, what's going on? Is she okay? She need anything? You know, what can we do? You know, it was super cute because when my son moved here, my mother-in-law, she goes, because she's at dialysis, telling everybody she has a grandson now, and everybody's like, what? Like, and she's like, oh, well, Michael's girlfriend, you know. So we're at Empire,
That's great.
and she goes up to my son, she goes, I'm telling everybody you're my grandkid, so do you have a problem calling me grandma? And
Wow!
my son, like, and my son was like, I to call you grandma. Like, yeah, and that's like, now he lives in Jackson Heights. He has an own apartment. What was it? 2 weeks ago he was over, and she was talking to somebody. She goes, "Wait, hang on, my grandson's here." Because right?
Yeah,
It was
they
so
just walked in and she
It
cut
was
off
great.
Yeah,
mid conversation.
Mid conversation, she's like, and I was like, I heard it. My son didn't hear it because John was hugging him. And then I said to Michael, I'm like, and he goes, I heard that. It was so cute. Like, it just, John's like, oh, that's my nephew. Like, it was just awesome.
That's
And,
great.
yeah.
Well, we're on the topic of Pat. Dude, your mom is beyond a shadow of a doubt the toughest woman I've ever met, the toughest person I've ever met. Everything that is thrown at her,
Oh my God.
she just comes out swinging.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She's the brick shit house. That's what my grandmother used to say. A brick, yeah. She's oh my God. She is superwoman. She is just amazing. I didn't see it. I wasn't around. We didn't meet, but yeah, it was like what 7 years of health challenges, right?
Oh yeah, she had multiple cancers. She literally had a growth around her pancreas, and if you even poke a pancreas, you're done.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
her
wow.
last surgery. They didn't do the surgery, 0 chance of survival. To do the surgery, less than 10% chance of the people survive having the surgery. She had the surgery, flying colors like this.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
like
God.
people would
Like I knew it
would
was
see the
bad.
doctor that did it and go, "You did this surgery and she lived," and they would go, "Yeah, that's her then." And I was like, "Hi."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
Yeah, that's,
yeah, but but then she ended up, she got scar tissue on the tubes that lead to her kidneys. So
Yeah.
now she does dialysis 3 times a week. Besides just, everything else, she had a chunk of a 2-foot section of her intestines taken out. She had
Yeah.
a 50. She used to make fun of those shows. Oh, how do you not know you have a 20-pound tumor in you?
Yeah.
Guess what? She had a 17-pound
Yeah.
tumor in her. Didn't even know it.
Didn't
Pulled
even
that
know
thing
it.
out. It was like the size of a basketball.
holy shit.
No clue.
Yeah. She was in a bubble room, like a boy in a bubble.
Oh yeah,
kind
she
of
also
room.
had a bone marrow
Yeah, because she had
transplant.
bone
Yeah,
marrow.
yeah.
She had to get, when you take your
Yeah.
baby to the doctors to get their shots, she had to do that all over again at
Yeah,
70.
because they basically suck everything out of you, basically almost kill you,
Yeah,
then put the stem cells in to
Yeah.
regenerate. But you have to be in an airtight room.
Yeah.
So they basically have
for a month.
like
For
a
a
double
month?
door
Yeah.
system. Yeah, like a double door system, and they suck all the air out,
Yeah,
so the air is perfectly clean. And she just
she couldn't even
basically
like
just
hug her
sitting
husband
there.
or her children.
So
It
you
was
could visit her, but you had to put on this
Yeah.
big thing. You
like
couldn't
a
do
hazmat
nothing.
suit.
And she
Wow.
did that also.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah.
And she's so nonchalant about stuff too.
Yeah,
Because,
she is.
like she has this thing in her arm that you can see from her port for the dialysis.
Dialysis.
And everybody's been I've been the first time I saw it, but this lady will get dropped off from dialysis and put an apron on and be like,
Yeah, she'll go right to the fire.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
One time, there was one time when John brought her back from the dialysis, and I got out of work, and I stopped off in Empire to pick up the stuff, and I remember your mom sitting there, and one of you guys mentioned something. Yeah, she just got back from dialysis, and your mom was sitting down
Yeah.
trying to get a breather, and I think her and your dad were about getting ready to leave, and your mom was carrying stuff. I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
You want me to
brings
take that?
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
She
Yeah.
carried 50 pounds of stuff.
She brings everything with her. She brings like frying pans and
Yeah.
4 checkbooks to balance, and I think she's got like a pet guinea pig in there. And, like she's got like, you want no, I'm good. And here I am bitching about a little neck surgery. I'm like, this is heavy.
Yeah, that,
Open my soda for me. Wah. And here's this woman like, yeah.
I ended up when I was working at in College Point, I ended up getting 3 stitches here because of a sharp piece of metal cut.
And he cried like a little girl.
I cried like
Yeah.
a little bitch.
Yeah.
I cried, and I
Not shocked.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, been there, done that.
The best story I ever heard about your mom was from John, because Mom, of course, she's heavily watched, but they gotta keep an eye on her.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So John took her somewhere because she had something like on her butt or something or whatever, Like she had like a I don't know.
Oh, she had, it was like almost like a boil.
Yeah. So Pops, God rest his soul, Pops always made sure that Mom, called him. Like, we're going back from the store, I'm gonna see you in 10 minutes, but you need to call me from the doctor's parking lot and I need to hear your voice. So John is like, so we get in the car and I start the car and Mom's putting her seatbelt on. I was like, call Dad, she calls Dad. And Dad must have been like, how did it go? And she was like, he fingered me a little bit. And he fingered me a little bit and gave me a prescription. It's not that. And like, yeah, like, and I'm like, and when John tells the story, that's another thing. John needs to write a book. If John tells the story, he tells it so much better than me. But he was just like, he's like, I'm gonna do a 3-point turn now. You're not, She's like, yeah, it's fine. It's like a pimple or something. But yeah, you fingered me a little bit. And there's Pops. Like, just even going, okay, as long as you're good, all right. I have a sandwich waiting for you. Because she would get back, and he would go right back and hand her afternoon medication. And super sweet. But yeah, she's just so, whatever. It is what it is.
Well, let's talk about the most charming motherfucker in the world I've ever met, John.
Right.
I don't even know where to start with that.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about.
I love John.
Yeah.
I love him so much. Like, so much. He's so lucky. Well, I'm lucky now. I'm just saying, what an epic older brother you got. Get to grow up with that. Like, wow.
Yeah, my brother, there's nobody like him. If you
No.
watch the show,
Nobody in the world like him.
No.
if you watch the show and see him on that show, that's about 1/100th
Yeah.
of what he's like.
Yeah.
Like, he's went through the 80s, 90s.
Oh my
when,
God.
New York City was at its craziest.
Yeah.
Came through all that.
Write a fucking book.
But he's still like that, but not like that at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
he'll tell you a story and you'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that really happened? I was like, yeah, I was there for that. That
Yeah.
happened. I would be like, wait, this?
Oh
What?
my God. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's.
I-
See, he's already look, because he already knows shit. And
I-
he's already laughing. But the scary part is, I don't know which one of these things he's going to come out with. Because there's millions. Like, if he did write a book, my brother, he would be like, if your name was like Sally, he would call you Mally. Like, he's not very good at that. Like, so if he writes a book, watch it out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everybody's going to know who you are.
All right. My funny story is it's about 4 years ago, and I don't know if you remember it. My children were living up here,
Yes.
so I was concerned. My children are now becoming teenagers.
Yeah.
So, and being a mother, you start
Yeah.
considering who are they hanging out with, what are they
Exactly.
doing, what kind of drugs, all this stuff.
And with the internet and shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So, all of this was rushing through my head.
Okay.
So I'm going to Empire on my Friday, pick up the stuff I need to get. And you were busy. So I was expressing my concerns to John.
Okay.
Oh, God. So I'm telling John, yeah, I'm worried about my kids getting involved in drugs and all this stuff and everything. So John gives me the typical Lepine response. You want me to talk to him? So I said, you know what? I don't know, man. And John, sound advice. Said, dude, you're their father. They're not going to fucking listen to you. Maybe they'll listen to me. Let me talk to them. So, okay.
He's right. Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, John, if I wasn't supposed to say this. But I bring the kids in the following weekend. So John proceeds to tell them a story that's going to scare them off drugs.
Which one?
So he tells them about one night, him and a couple of his friends go out clubbing. They go into Manhattan, they have a great time. Well, when you party with, you know this, when you party with John, you're partying all night.
Yeah, because that was the club kid era too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, the 90s. Or I
Yeah.
think he said it was early.
You
Yeah,
knew
early
all the,
90s.
in fact, when Michael Alec got out of jail,
Yeah,
the
that's
first
right.
place he went was Empire.
Yeah, that's right. I was there when he was there.
And I can't
Yeah,
even
he
get a
walked
fucking
in when he
follow.
was there.
Yeah, I walked
can't.
in. The worst joke he said was, wow, this is a cool freezer. I could have used it.
Oh my
What?
gosh, shut up. I can't even get the guy to follow me back on Instagram. But yeah, everybody, I'm like, really? Dude?
So-
Like,
So now, John's telling them that, the party that they're at, the club that they're at is closing down.
okay.
So there's a guy there And he says, "Hey, come to my place. I have all kinds of stuff there. I have, we can party all night."
I think I know this story. Go on, yeah.
And so John, being John, says to a complete stranger, "Okay."
Yeah.
So they go to this guy's place. John wakes up, probably middle afternoon maybe,
Okay.
and he's in this huge room, and there's about 50 or 60 people lying around. All of them are naked, and John is naked. And John is lying on the floor. He's trying to gather his thoughts about him, and he sees a guy standing in an archway over everyone.
I didn't hear that.
Like he's just so proud
Oh, I didn't.
of what it is he did. So John was like, "What the fuck?" So he's rummaging for his clothes. He's trying to find his friends. He's like, hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
So my friends are like, "Well, what's wrong?" He's like, "Something, I don't know what happened. I don't know if something bad happened. I don't know if something good happened, but check your asshole."
Mhm. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the story he tells a bunch of kids.
What were your kids doing? Like, did you take
My children were actually like this.
He was a little more polite about it. He didn't use as many curse words.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he didn't use as many
I
curse
didn't know.
words.
I heard
But
it,
when
but
he-
I didn't know about the man.
When he dropped the check your asshole, my kids went, and John explained it to them by saying there is nothing more sobering than when you have, after a night of blackout partying,
Yeah.
you have to check your asshole.
It's good advice to kids.
I know. Oh wow. You know what's funny?
And my kids don't mess with hard
Yeah.
stuff. They'll smoke pot, but they won't mess with anything hard.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that. One of my favorite stories is John. I don't know if he accidentally took all 4 tabs.
Oh,
Like
God, yeah.
you had to put a band-aid on something on a wall in the bedroom.
Yeah, oh,
That's like one of my favorites.
that's another story. He's probably going to get mad at this bird.
Don't
First
get
time-
mad, John. We love you.
He was going to a concert, last minute, person's like, "Oh, I got acid. Have you ever taken acid?" He's like, "No." They're like, "Oh, take this." You know, like we come with the 4 little,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the 4 little things. Yeah. He stuck all 4 of them in his mouth.
Thinking it was one.
So 3 hours later, was like, "Oh, hey, take the second one." He's like, "You only gave me one." She goes, "That was 4."
Yeah.
He's like, "As soon as you took them all," he goes, "You handed it to me and said take it." So, but he's inside Madison
There's another
Square
lesson,
Garden.
kids. Don't ever.
Yeah, don't take.
Don't
take
do
acid.
that.
So, but he
Yeah,
remembers
don't
like
do that.
Madison Square Garden, like melting. He would look at people and their faces were melting off like in a
Yeah.
bad horror movie.
I did acid once when I was 18, and I said, I watched my Motley Crue door poster melt in front of me.
So he's
And
never
I
done
remember
acid.
praying, going, God, if you get me through this night, I'll never do it. And I never did it. I'm 50, that's 32, yeah. So he is on 4 tabs of double-sided, whatever.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So tell him what.
That was years ago though.
Tell him about the
He don't do
baby.
shit now.
But what about the baby?
Oh yeah, so he's tripping. He fucking comes home, and I have like stuff all over, like posters and pictures and shit on my wall. But one, it's a white wall. I don't know how it got there. One of my friends, I think, took like an orange magic marker and put like a dot. That's all he could focus on.
Yeah.
So I had to go get a post-it note
Yeah.
and come in the room and put it over
Yeah.
the little orange dot so he would calm down.
He would calm down and go to sleep.
Yeah, he never touched that shit again after that.
But you want to hear something funny? Okay, not funny, but
Post-it note.
irony or whatever. Michael has never done anything because
Yeah,
Never
people
done
are like,
drugs,
oh,
never
I never did all
smoked
this,
weed.
how to do that. I'm like, say, watch them,
yeah.
Well, if you watch your brother take 4 hits of acid, man, I wouldn't be doing shit either.
I've never done anything.
Yeah,
This is
nothing.
weird.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, that's a good thing,
Yeah,
Right.
weird.
But
But,
yeah.
if you're around it and see everybody else like that, why would you do it? Like, that's not fun.
No, really, that's
You
scary,
told me
man.
when we first met you, he was like, I've just seen too many people that I know and love hanging over a toilet for way too long. Well, I don't want to feel that way. Or something.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because I've only seen him, and he didn't even drink it. I didn't know he was like, no drink. Our first date, I ordered him a beer, and he took like 3 sips of it. And that's the only time.
Well, yeah, there's
Yeah.
that one time where I bought beer over to your house with,
Yes.
and and I said, hey, I just wanted to have a beer with you, and he was like,
I don't drink. Yeah.
Yeah, it took like
Done.
Yeah.
just supposed to be polite. I used to drink, and then all of a sudden I just started becoming an asshole, so I just stopped. I stopped.
Never be an asshole.
Dead cold, I stopped, except for those 2 incidents. And maybe one other time I might have had a sip of
But
something.
you're not an asshole.
No, I was when I was drinking.
No.
You weren't there. Anyway, I was becoming an asshole. So I stopped.
You're my asshole. But you're not an asshole. But.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't drink anymore,
Yeah.
and I don't do drugs,
Yeah. Me neither.
which I guess technically would be called straight edge if that's still a thing.
I
What's
Don't know if that's still a thing or not.
straight edge?
Yeah,
It's still a thing.
I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't do anything.
I always text my son and ask him, is this slang? Is this cool? You know.
Oh, Sean taught me and Wendy one. Lit.
Lit? Yeah, we're
Lit.
Lit's been around for like 3 years. Lit. It's
First I
gonna
got
be lit.
nervous when
Oh,
he said
yeah.
Sean
Do
taught
I
him
look
something.
like somebody that's in this
No,
century?
I know lit. I know lit. I remember back in the 80s, I had cousins that lived in New Hampshire.
Right.
So they were always like 3 years back with their slang. So like, they'd come and visit, and they'd be like, it's like 1987, and they're going, oh my god, that's wicked.
Oh, I remember that. All right.
Wicked.
Don't say
What do you?
it.
Shut up.
Just
Oh,
shut up.
that's so wicked. No. Fuck up. How wicked. Yeah, but yeah, the lit is good.
All right.
My new one is dry. Dry, I just learned this one. If
What's
you're
that
texting somebody and they're giving you one word answers, you can text them dry. In other words, this conversation is dry. Because my son will do that with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just learned that one. So I actually used it on him yesterday. So he was like,
Ha.
let
I
my
think you
ass
just
off.
stopped writing.
Yeah.
Just stop texting.
Oh, and then he's on furlough, and they actually were closing one of the stores he worked in. So I said to him, he was like, "Should I do it?" And they want to pay. I'm like, "Yeah, go get that bag." And he's like, "How do you know what a bag is?" And I'm like, "I listen to rap music. Like I know what a bag is." And he's like, my son is constantly like this with me, and his friends love me.
Yeah, my kids'
Yeah,
friends.
My
they-
son is just like, no, we're extremely close, but sometimes it's just like, right? Like,
Yeah.
mom. Like,
With 9 A's.
yeah, like, that's how I'm in his phone. Mom. Like,
Even on his phone, it comes up mom.
Mom.
As many A's as you can put at the end, that's how many are there.
It's,
Sorry, Eric.
sorry, Eric.
So, all right. Before we mention Marie,
Oh, mommy. I used to see her a lot more. Now I don't see her.
works
But-
like
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got
She did a good job.
yeah, so now she's working
Yeah.
a shit ton of hours.
now, her before we mentioned that her and John are closer
Yeah.
now
it's-
than most married people.
It's
Yeah.
like I've said this to John, and I'm sure I said this to Maureen, but I would love to hear that they're getting back together. I would love that. Like I would like I don't know. It's just like the dynamic with them is just so effortless. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, and he adores her, and she calls him her angel, and I'm just like, and I told John this. I'm like, maybe you guys didn't get it right in your 20s, but now in your 50s, maybe like I've never like pushed that. I've said it to him, but this is the first time I'm saying it in a while to anybody. But I don't know, that would make me happy because I like Maureen. I love her daughter. I love her. She's good people.
So that click that you had with Maureen when you were on the show in Sephora,
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
wasn't just two girls shopping.
No,
That was just,
no. I
there
mean,
really is a click there.
Michael told me, I can't wait to meet my sister-in-law because you two have so much in common, which we do. We both were single moms. We both were in the bartending waitressing field. We clicked. We just, boom, And then I met her daughter, and her daughter's kind of an introvert, but we hit it off immediately. And she calls me auntie. And all of her friends, which is like, she's like 120 friends in a 4-block radius of College Point. They all call me auntie. I love it. And like I saw Maureen the other day in the store. It's like the first time in months I saw her. I was like, here, here's some tomatoes from my garden. Look at the dog. Yeah, I adore her. And yeah, that'll never ever change.
She's
just
left,
a good
she left a very
person.
good impression on me because she just seems genuinely sweet.
She is. She's just kind and sweet, and she wants the best for everybody. But
Yeah.
I've heard stories about her that she has taken her earrings out and beat the fuck out of somebody at Limelight.
Yeah.
Shit. Like I always say, I've never seen that side of Maureen, and I'm glad because
Yeah.
that means she likes me. But I've made jokes like if I'm ever in a bar where a fight breaks out, I want her here. Like, we're not brawling. I'm just saying, like Maureen, she has no fear. She's just like, yeah, you're gonna talk to
She-
run you across the boulevard, you know, like, she would. Like,
We got a little visitor.
We got a dog.
There he is.
hi, baby.
We got a dog.
I love her. You would pick my mom.
All right, now let's talk about Dustin. Good old boy from Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Fucking swam in the East River.
He did.
That's a certain kind of crazy right there.
Well, because he doesn't know the East River like New Yorkers know the East River. But yeah, some areas around where we are, like if it gets to low tide, the water looks like it's deep, but it's really only about that deep.
Yeah.
And they got the boat stuck, and he just like jumped in like you would do back home, but you don't do that here.
No. It's
And
like
he
dead
really
bodies
dove in the
off,
water
like,
and
Yeah.
yeah.
pulled the boat back in. But yeah, but as a New Yorker, you would never do that. You would just sit in the mud till high tide came, or have somebody come and pull you out. But he didn't know. Now he knows not to do that because he got mud like up to his like thighs. But yeah, he jumped in there to get the boat.
Like, you don't even jump into that river if you're on fire.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
But if you're not from around like in the New York area, you
Yeah,
don't
but
know
I'm
that
not
river
from
is
around
disgusting.
New York City, and I know not to do that.
Yeah, but he's from. He's not from here. He's from New York area.
Long Island.
Well, there was the scene with the boat that we were
Yeah.
just talking about when Maureen was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting in that water."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's always grew up. She grew up on boats. Family always had boats, but she knows not to jump in that.
Yeah.
It's too late. You can't go. Oh, he's already
Yeah.
in. But
I
yeah,
can just picture the smell.
Oh no,
No,
you couldn't get clean enough after swimming in the fucking East
I
River.
hope you threw the clothes.
mostly sure he did get the boat in, so it wasn't sitting out just stuck.
Now, on a more serious note,
Yeah.
you mentioned before your dad.
Yes.
We lost him earlier this year in April,
Yeah.
and I want to say that your dad was a style of class and breed that's going to be long missed. And we lost him to the COVID-19 pandemic. Is there anything you want to say?
Wear a
It's like-
fucking mask. Sorry. Yeah, wear your fucking mask. Like, stop it.
Yeah, like my dad was like that old school. Like he literally wouldn't even take a day off of work. Like we were closed on Sunday and Monday. He would still go in on Mondays.
But, yeah,
Like he didn't even like to be off on Sunday. He would still call me up. What do we need for this and that and this and that and this week? And I'm like,
God,
It's
even
a day
Jesus
off.
took a day off. Even God took a day off, Dad.
just had that old school mentality.
Yeah,
Like if he wasn't there, he was still thinking about it.
yeah.
Which is like a trait you don't see anymore. Most people don't even want
Work
to,
ethic.
like, they don't even want to go to work. Nevertheless, they go somewhere that they love that much that they still want to do it on their days off. But he started that when he was like 13 or 14
Yeah.
and really worked right up until the pandemic. When they said you couldn't,
Yeah.
when people over a certain age shouldn't come out of the house,
Yeah.
we had to force him to not come out of the house. And that's the only time he really missed work.
Yeah.
Like he literally had surgery on his neck. Those days in the hospital, the first day he was back in my school. Like, don't pick up
What
anything
kind of
heavy.
stroke he had?
And he's literally carrying
Yeah.
trays of like 6 filet mignons. Like he's carrying
Oh,
like
a little
40
over a
pounds
year
of
ago,
shit.
He had a stroke. And he's
Yeah,
still.
they had that surgery on his neck.
Yeah, and he's
But literally,
still.
he got out
We
and he
go
was
to
in
visit
school
him
the
in the
next day.
hospital, and he's like, Michael, did you order this? I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad, like,
But yeah, no, he
you're in
was
the
that
hospital. We got
he was
this.
that old school
Yeah.
thing. But it's the thing since then is to see like customers and people tell you like the relationship that they had with him that
Yeah.
you knew nothing about.
It's so amazing.
It's amazing to see that, because that would be that he would like, say typical, small talky stuff and show some, meat, teal and that stuff. But like to now see like conversations that he had with people like that we weren't close by and really hear like how much he's really meant to other people and how much he helped them through situations that not only did I not know that the person had, or even knew that my father knew about it, but how my father helped them. It's a cool
It's
thing.
lovely.
Because I even had a guy the other day, he met my father at Sears. They're all getting tires.
What?
And he was just sitting there asking my parents, oh, like, small talk, like, oh, what did you guys do? My father is just basically talking, but never really mentioned the store ever. The guy is on Facebook, and the thing for the show pops up, and he goes, I know that guy.
Shut up.
So he literally watches the episode and saw that my father passed, and basically cried.
Oh,
He came
wow.
to my store the other day,
You didn't tell me
This
this?
just
Oh my
happened.
god.
and basically was telling us this amazing conversation that he had with my dad,
Oh my god.
which had nothing to do with my business. But the guy saw that my dad passed,
Your dad had an effect on you.
and he purposely, because he just lost his dad, and understands like that
Oh my God.
closeness of like,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't want people in your face right away, so he purposely waited up until this day to come in and give his condolences, and just tell us that he met him at Sears, and
I
how
love that
this
so
how
much.
this guy had an amazing
I love that so
amazing
much.
connection with my dad.
I never,
That's
oh my
amazing.
god.
Yeah, like
I've
who
never
would think?
done,
Like like you grow up with your dad, you're like, oh, it's your dad.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't think of outside because he's
Yeah.
always your dad. You always have that weird relationship.
And it's your dad
but
and
you
your
don't,
boss too.
You don't
you know?
have
It's a
with
different
other people.
dynamic.
Like they know they both have kids. Like hers is a little different, but like him, he knows growing up with sons, you always have that weird
Yeah.
thing. But if they heard like a story about him, just meeting somebody and have them come to them months later and tell you what an amazing conversation they had, it's amazing to hear.
I love that so much.
And literally, this was just some random guy I never met him, and saw that he passed because he saw a clip
Oh,
on Facebook and watched the show and saw that he had passed and wanted to come in person
I love
just to tell
that.
us
So sweet.
that he met my dad. Like, it's just an amazing
Yeah.
thing.
Dude, that was beautiful.
Oh,
No,
that's
but that's
so
great.
cool.
But that literally,
Was your mom there?
no, it was just
Oh,
my
man.
brother. But the two of us just stood there and had this amazing conversation with this guy who we never met before. But he met my dad getting new tires. Like, so that just shows you like stuff like about my dad that a lot of people didn't know. But again, it just goes to that same thing. I had no idea that he had these relationships with people. And then you hear people tell these amazing stories about your father. You're like, is this the same person that like I know? But then as they tell the stories, you then realize that is the same person.
Yeah. Oh, I miss him even more.
But it's always like in hindsight, you're like, oh shit, it's weird. But
That's so.
it
That's fucking
which is
awesome.
why I like the show. We do have some amazing footage of my dad, even stuff that we couldn't use or hadn't been used
Yeah.
is hilarious. Like this, like if you go to the second episode, Monty Rock.
Yeah.
If like Monty Rock,
Yeah.
he was a huge 60s, 70s, he was the DJ in Saturday Night Fever. Him and my dad, same age, totally, completely different lives. The two of them,
You know?
after we filmed they was sitting there for 45 minutes, laughing hysterically. And I'm like, you could not have had two drastically
Yeah, that
different
is,
Yeah, they were-
that is like beyond night and day.
He grows up in Queens, works in a butcher shop his whole entire life. This guy
It's
is
a
at
queen.
Studio 54, Merv Griffin, all this stuff. You can look him up on YouTube. There's
Yeah,
tons of
I know
hilarious
him.
footage of
And
Monty
it's-
Rock in Saturday Night Fever, and here's the two of them sitting next to each other. The guy looked like Liberace,
He does.
and
He
the
does.
two of them,
The war mother.
hilarious conversation,
He's still
like
bad with him.
hilarious
Yeah.
conversations of the two of them
Oh man.
together.
Was that on film?
Some of it's on
I want
in
to see
the
that.
episodes, but like
I
it was
just had the
after
pleasure of
we were
meeting
done.
Monty.
Yeah, where they posted the picture at the end.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a picture of him at the end?
Yes, but
Oh,
there,
that's right.
there is stuff that wasn't filmed of them just like hanging out, which is
I gotta
hilarious.
see that.
Which I wish the cameras were on for a lot of that, because there's such complete opposite
Yeah.
lives. But the fact that they clicked, being that drastically different,
That's
crazy.
That's
Yeah,
just
it's
great.
crazy. It's some crazy,
I hope we can get to see that one.
crazy
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, guys, let's play word association.
Oh,
Eh,
This is where it goes right off the fucking
is
rails.
this like
We haven't even been on the rail. We started
We've been off the rails now.
for the first 8 seconds. We were right here on the rail. We haven't been
Yeah, and
all the
then
way close.
for an hour and 21
See,
minutes.
this is
now,
what
we've
happens
been
when you do interviews with people that know way too much shit about you.
Okay, I got my list.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So who's going first?
Ladies first.
Oh,
Okay. Now what
You
am
got
I
an
supposed-
easy one.
What am I supposed to do?
Okay, really simple. I say a word,
Okay.
and you say the first word that comes into your head.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Okay.
This is an easy one. You got an easy one.
Okay.
Mike.
I don't know. Mike. He's my Mike. Who's my booba? Booba.
That was
Yes.
sorry. Had nothing to do with that, though.
You know I love you. Dumbass.
Dude. Be careful, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Meredith.
Passion.
Really?
Yeah, take that one. That's a good one.
I thought. I just thought you
You thought I
were.
was going to go crazy?
Passionate's a nice way of no. I just thought you were gonna call me obnoxious. Passionate's good. Yeah. I like that. That's good. No, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, ready for your next one?
Uh-huh.
Another easy one for you.
Okay.
Sephora.
Sephora. Oh, that's my happy place. Oh my god.
Mikey.
Oh,
Gretzky.
greatest of all time.
One word.
Oh, fuck you.
Go.
No, yeah, go.
Go. Greatest of all time. Go. Go.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go with that. Then. Go.
See, what would you do without?
Still the greatest. Nobody's going to top him. Hey, okay.
He's married to that girl, Janet Jones. She's talking about the sausage.
Yes.
Hard sausage. Right?
Yes.
Wasn't she in the Dan Aykroyd movie too?
She's still in the butt stuff.
Dan Aykroyd in the sausages, that's what I remember. Right? Where Dan Aykroyd was with Donna Dixon and Chevy Chase was that
Donna Dixon. Holy shit, I remember that.
Dan Aykroyd married her after they
Yeah,
were
that's right.
they were like in the snow and they thought they were gonna die, so they all
Spice Like Us.
Yes!
Spice Like Us.
Yeah.
I did that. I got that.
Oh, okay.
I got that.
But yeah, wasn't Donna Janet Jones in there?
I think so. Wayne Gretzky to fucking, yeah.
Told
Oh,
you.
that's off the rails.
Rails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, easy one.
Okay.
Owen.
Oh. Asshole. He's an asshole. He's an asshole, but
If you don't know, Owens have a bulldog.
yeah.
Yeah, they had
He's our
two
baby.
bulldogs.
You got two. He's the youngest.
Yeah, and he's an asshole, but he's so. Oh my god, he's so cute, and I love him so much. But yeah, I tell him, I was like, do you know how much makeup I could have bought with the money I paid for you? You asshole. I haven't finished the dinner since we got him. It's on bed, like he sits, right?
Yeah.
And he's got my food. But yeah, asshole's one word. He's been muffin. He's not. He's squishy.
Okay, brother. Tank.
Rapist.
Not to you though.
We seen that. We seen
Yeah.
what he does to John's
To me,
pants.
but like,
He's a daddy's boy though. These
yeah.
it's
He's,
yeah.
Squishy is also another one.
Oh,
But, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's an obsession with my brother's leg.
Yeah.
You got to watch
And
Meat
he's-
Jockey and the Mad Butcher for it.
Yeah.
But other than the rapist thing, he's definitely squishy.
If
He's
people
like right here. He wants to lay on top. He's a 100-pound,
yeah.
solid, muscly bulldog. Like,
Yeah.
he thinks he's
He
like
thinks he's a lapdog.
a hamster.
If you
What was that picture you posted? Didn't you post a picture on Facebook where he was sleeping on your head?
yeah.
Yeah, on my head.
Yeah.
Like he's like
I have so many pictures. I probably took that picture.
you can see this much of my face.
Yeah.
It was like
He was, you know, it's like he was neglected. We rescued him, and we got so lucky with him because when you rescue a dog, you don't know what you're getting. You know what
Oh
I'm
no,
saying?
absolutely, yes.
And we got so lucky because all he wanted was attention. It's all he wants is just, you know, he's got to sleep with us every night. He's got to be touching Mike. When Mike gets home from work and he's on the couch and after dinner, Mike's got the remote. He's laying there. Tank has to be right there with him. You know, so he's so sweet. He's such a gentle soul. Like, so he's just like, all right, I just need you to pat me every night. Just, you know, because before we got him, he was in a basement in a crate all day.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, our dog, like, even like the way our dogs even eat, right? Like, there's no dog food in my house. Or
No, of course not. It's a butcher's house.
But I
There ain't gonna
remember
be no. You're not gonna find no kibbles and bits in there.
before I moved in, I remember sitting on my bed eating my fucking 7-Eleven taquito and instant mac and cheese, watching Grey's Anatomy by myself, and I'm like, my fucking dogs are eating better than me right now. What's going on? Like I just got my dinner from 7-Eleven with my fucking Parliament and Unders, and my dogs are probably eating ribeye as I speak.
And they were.
They were, yeah.
All right, I got another one. Oh, hacker.
Oh, my muffin. Oh, I miss him. He was my muffin. That's what I always called him, muffin. My love muffin. And he answered to it.
Yeah.
He knew, he was just like, oh my god. That dog. I bonded with that dog. Like, forget about it. Like, he was just so sweet and so pure and so innocent. And
Yeah.
he was just, he would hug you, like, he would just, like, right? He would just hug you.
Yeah.
And just, yeah. And I used to, when Mike, before I moved in and Mike would pick me up, there's like a little, you walk, there's a front door, then a vestibule, and then another door, and there's like this little skinny piece of glass. And those dogs would hear us and see me, and he'd start, like, he would go right past him, like, oh my God. Mike's like, all right, I'll look either way, like, right? It was super cute.
What I used to like about hackers when I would come over and I'd stand and rub his side. I always liked him when he leaned into me.
Yeah,
Oh my
he always do
God,
that.
he always did that. Always did that. It was super cute. And then when we brought Tank home, he was like, all right, they had like a week of alpha male bullshit, but then after that, it was like instant best friends. Like, that's why I'm so grateful for social media because, with Pops and, we can, go on Instagram, we can go and look and,
Right.
but I have so many videos of him and Tank, like, getting along. And it's just super cute, super cute. And even when we got Owen, Hacker was like, all right, let's go. And Tank's like, yeah, fuck this guy. Like, no, fuck you. Hated him. And then the day after Hacker died, all of a sudden, the dynamic changed. And Owen, was like, I have a video on my Instagram of Owen just, licking Tank's face. Like, it's going to be okay. And Tank's just like, it was like a sad week, but, everybody's dog sensed it. And, yeah, and now him and Owen, Owen loves him so much. And Tank's like, all right, you're all right. I'll tolerate you. But, yeah. Hacker was my muffin. I love muffin. Yeah.
All right, I got another easy one for you.
Okay.
Italian.
Italian. Family.
I told you were gonna say food.
Oh, yeah, well, who do you think gave me the food?
The Italian. Yeah. Okay.
Who taught me the food? My grandfather. Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
Uh-oh.
This is a good one.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
Christmas.
Oh, gosh.
Hate it.
One word, babe.
Hate.
Anarchy.
Hatred. How's that?
Hatred.
Hatred.
With a biblical H.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Hatred.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell them why?
Because it used to look like Santa Cruz in his house. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I'm just not, I don't know. I
That's
don't,
stupid.
yeah, I've never really, as a kid, but when I became
Why do you gotta go
It's not
overboard?
very-
Why do people go overboard? Hang up the fucking stocking.
I'm
Go
not a
with that.
big fan of Christmas.
I can understand anyone's dislike with Christmas if they live in College Point.
Oh my God.
Duh.
Oh,
Yeah.
What a fucking nightmare,
it
man.
is so
Alright, yeah.
obnoxious.
I'll explain this one.
Oh my God.
They decided to make it a little more festive on the shopping district. They would put in speakers to play Christmas music. Nice gesture.
Yeah.
Except they only had 3 CDs.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Okay, for people I'm gonna go to the store and they'll hear Bing Crosby singing.
Rock
Not a
around
big
a
deal.
Christmas tree stuck in my head.
Then they get in their car and they go home. But if you go to 4 stores, you're
Yeah.
most likely going to hear that song twice
Yeah.
or 3 times. Nevertheless, work there. 12 hours a day, I hear the same 7 songs repeatedly over. But then thankfully, I'm like, you want to play Christmas classic? I got it. But that fucking dragnet wannabe barking dog Christmas. Oh,
Oh,
seven times a day.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's got much. Thankfully, they've altered it in the past like year or so. It's not as painful as it was when they first started. And it was also at 900 decibels.
Is that a misdemeanor?
Yeah, but it was super loud.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
Maybe
would
get
be
in
in my
trouble for that.
store
I'm
with
glad
the
you did
door
mine.
closed, and you could still hear it over the radio that I had in my store. But again, they've altered it so it's not as
Yeah, but there's a lot
painful.
more because I
But-
haven't met one person that likes it.
No, really,
Everybody
absolutely.
hates it.
Absolutely. You can
Everybody.
see it when you're walking down the boulevard during the Christmas season.
Yeah.
People are like,
Yeah, it's the people that come from out of town. They
Yeah.
think it's a nice gesture because their town don't have it. But
when I first moved to College Point, I thought it was beautiful.
a lot of people
Not me. When I
a
first
lot
moved
of
out, like,
people
this is
have now
annoying as fuck.
become disdain towards it.
Ah,
But
because I said that. I was like, what's with the fucking music?
What are you gonna do?
Like, yeah.
It's a town thing.
I can't begin to tell you how many times I walked off College Point Boulevard going, if I listen to Bing fucking Crosby one more
Oh
time!
my god.
Meredith,
Yeah.
this one I'm changing the rules for.
Okay.
You don't have to say just one word. You can have a run-on sentence. You can say a paragraph if you like.
Oh god. Okay.
Upgrade. Should me and Michael like this?
Well, what genre? I'm gonna talk about like, Sammy Hagar replacing David Lee Roth for you, or
Man, now I'm on the spot.
Well, you started it.
Shit.
well,
You are the upgrade.
yeah, well.
I'm sorry.
Um, if you're gonna be silly and cast something so amazing aside, I'm glad that I picked it up where you dropped it. Because, yeah, life is better.
Beautiful answer.
Yeah, life is better for us. Like Michael Peel asked me over last late fall. He's like, where do you want to be in 6 months? And I said, right where I am now. Yeah, I'm like, I'm with Michael. Beautiful, life. We have 2 beautiful dogs. Yeah, 6 months from now, 6 years from now, 100 years from now, I'm fine. Where I am, yeah, that's the upgrade. Because this is the life that I've always wanted. The person that I've obviously been looking for God, since I'm 15. I'm getting tired, so thanks for showing up. Yeah. Thanks for answering my email. That's
Oh,
another
God.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
this
god.
is
Okay, funny story.
hanging out by her house. I go into this deli
With my son,
with her son,
and I'm outside smoking.
and she's outside smoking. She just got her new phone.
Yeah.
We're in there ordering food, and she literally just
And there's a line of
swings
people.
the door open and starts yelling about having to do something on her phone,
Yeah.
and then slams the door shut.
I didn't know.
Everybody looks. He then looks at everyone else and goes, "That's my mother." I laugh, and he goes, "You answered the email."
Yeah.
And then he said, "It's like
My
you
child.
answered, like sarcastic, like you answered
Yeah.
the email."
My
Funniest
child.
fucking thing ever. Like literally,
Yeah.
like what are you gonna say to that? Like it was
Yeah.
so.
It was fun.
He said it so quick and so sarcastic that I still. This is now
Yeah.
6.5 years later, and I was still going. You answered the email.
Yeah.
Like, but only thinking like I said it to him. He goes, "Did I really say that?" I'm like, "You did, and it was fucking funny."
Yeah, it was fun.
Then I looked at him, so he's like, "Oh my god, I did say that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the other
That was
day,
beautiful.
he this is why we like, I'm like, wow, how is he not your dad? Like the other day, TikTok, Mike is like, has his new favorite thing is TikTok. So there's this groundhog
There's funny shit on there.
on TikTok that's domesticated. And it's the cutest little thing. They found this groundhog outside. Right? It's a prairie
Yeah.
dog, a groundhog. Anyway, they raised it, and the thing is friendly, and it eats, and it's super cute. So I was like, he showed it to me, and I'm like, oh my god, send that to Eric, my son.
Oh.
And first thing he's like, watch, now she's gonna want one.
Yeah.
Because that's,
He literally was
yeah,
like, "Don't show that to my mother. She's gonna want one."
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's the
Yeah.
running thing.
Yeah.
One of the running gigs. One of my favorite parts in the show was when you're trying to talk him not to go paintballing. Oh,
Yeah.
or no, he wants you to tell them that he doesn't want
Yeah,
to go
because
ball.
I
But
like,
that's the thing, pigs,
Pigs
bats.
and
Yeah,
bats,
pigs and
because
bats.
first of all, I'm a huge gardener. I love gardening. I love it. Love gardening, and I wanted to get bats because a bat house, first of all, is on a 25-foot stake in the middle of your yard. But they're also really good for the neighborhood. They eat all the bed bugs, and they're good to have bats. So I kind of got him like, okay, we can get a bat. You know, but I don't have a bat. So I wanted to get chickens too, and he's telling me you're not allowed in New York City. Aww, what are you?
See ya.
Hi.
That's the other one.
Come here.
Aww.
She just started fighting.
Sorry about that.
No, can I try
With me?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, right, right.
E-cig.
What?
My e-cig.
You what?
My e-cig.
Giselle grabs I'll grab a soda.
He doesn't have vices like chapstick and e-cig.
So,
Okay.
so I wanted chickens, right? Because why not? Like I just thought it'd be cool and have a couple chickens, and I want to take the fancy ones. They're like furry, and they got the Rod Stewart haircut and stuff. So, so this one, right, lying to me, going, no, you can't have chickens in New York City. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, the guy across the street has them. Like, maybe they're illegal. So I'm like, well, I want chickens, I want chickens. He's like, no, you can't. So one day I'm at the store, and they get brought up, and Pops, here's my cheerleader, he goes, no, Michael, she can have 3 chickens in New York City, it's legal. You're allowed to have 3 or 4 chickens legally
It
in
is?
your
Yeah,
backyard.
as long as you don't have a rooster.
As long as you don't have
Yeah.
a rooster.
You don't
So
have
I'm
to have a
like-
rooster.
Okay, so and
So you just can't have a cock.
Yes.
so he now that we're not going to be breaking the law. So when we bought before we were talking about buying Owen, I wanted to get one. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Well, that's impressive. Yeah. So,
Yeah, my kids are
yeah.
being kids.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe we can get like one of those mini pigs, right? Instead of, and he's like, no, that's illegal too. And I'm like, you're so worried about what's legal and what's illegal. Who the fuck's telling anybody? You know, my cousin, who we're close with, is a cop. Okay, so we got, now that we're gonna have it.
Yeah. You know how people find out? Because she's gonna post that shit all over Instagram.
It's not gonna.
Yes. Yeah, I gotta stick up for him now. Yeah.
Ooh, did she jump? But if anybody's gonna turn me in for having a pig, really, your life must really suck if you're gonna do that. I don't. Like, nobody can come to my house without a warrant. Get a warrant for the pig? Why? It could be Empire's mascot.
Okay. Last one, buddy.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Hi.
Ready, bud? This one's all you.
Alright, Mike, you ready?
Mud flap. Ribs. I would have said barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce on. Barbecue ribs.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah. Ribs.
There is something that I would like to say to you, buddy. A little while ago, I was in a bad shape, and you were the first person
Oh,
to reach out and help me.
that's how Michael is.
And you brought me into your family, and you even brought my kids in, and it meant the world to me.
You know, all the kids. Except that one. One kid.
Except for that one,
That one.
the one that grunts.
It's, yeah, people laugh. This one day I was like, oh, I refer to his kid as my nephew. And everyone's like, how? I'm like, long story, it doesn't matter.
Long story.
But, if he sends me messages, he's always like, hey, Uncle Mike, how's Uncle John meeting my brother? Like, that just shows you what happened between us. That we basically, not only did we take, grab him, we took all the kids.
Yeah.
And, his kids are awesome kids. Well, they're awesome to me.
They are.
'Cause
I just
They probably
say,
treat him like shit.
cool.
Don't care. They're good to me. We love his kids. but we refer to them. I refer to them as my nephew. People ask me, like, I posted a picture, and it's like, how is this his nephew? Who is this kid?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my
Who the
nephew.
fuck is this kid?
Yeah. I'm like, I refer to his kids, you know, as my nephews and niece. Whether they want it or not, but I don't care. But yeah, no, it's
That's sweet.
I just
because well, I'm just gonna tell a story about him. He was going through some shit, you know. I related to that shit. Yeah, that's a whole.
Yeah,
story.
no,
We don't
no,
have
no,
enough
no.
time to get to that.
Actually, episode 4.
hey, episode 4.
Yeah.
Episode 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Well, he's going to actually be in an episode coming up, maybe even 2, depending on how much filming we got to do. Nobody knows that yet. He does now.
Really?
But when he was going through his stuff, like he was trying to like figure out where he was going, and he came into my store, and my mother literally goes to him and goes, "If you need like a table and chairs or anything like that, I have stuff for you."
My son was giving him a
And
mattress.
he literally looked at her, like, and
Aw.
like my mom literally was going to give him stuff so he would have something,
Yeah. So he can reestablish his
so he
life.
could start anew.
Yeah.
And that just shows you what my family thinks of him also.
Yeah.
Like, that was my mom, who, like, literally, again, would see him a few times in my store, but she was going to go and do that to him. Even everybody else.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
yeah,
She's going to get all mushy and
I
shit.
spent an hour on my makeup today. Don't do
Yeah.
it.
no, I spent
And it's
20 minutes on my makeup. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it either.
The big diamond stamp,
Fucking pussy.
he's going to cry.
Fucking pussy.
No, but it is. That just shows you the dynamic that we ended up
And the
creating.
character of
Basically,
everybody involved.
by accident. It really was an accidental
Friendship.
friendship. It wasn't really meant to be.
No, I'm still trying to figure out how the hell you didn't deck me in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, long story short, I'll just do these way. We were introduced so we wouldn't fight in the street.
Like, how did it
Pretty
happen?
much. That's just a long story short. It's a long, it's a way
West Side
longer story.
Story? Like,
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna start doing- we're gonna do a dance in the street.
You're a jet, you're a jet. Yeah,
But-
we're good.
You know, but that
You're
really was,
middle-aged men. Who's gonna fight in the street over
we
something?
literally, that was the premise of our first interaction. But then not realizing how much shit we
Yeah.
fucking had in common.
Yeah, really,
Are
seriously.
you serious? That's the whole reason.
I honestly think so.
I think so.
I'm not sure if that's actually.
God.
We might be wrong,
We might be wrong, but it just seems that way.
but yeah, it's
Someone's watching way too much telenovelas
Yeah.
and Bravo TV.
Yeah.
fucking, yeah,
It's probably-
General
it's-
Hospital,
it has nothing to do with
General
that.
Life shit.
But in our heads, that's the reason why. It could have nothing to do with
That's
that.
true.
But you know what?
Ridiculous.
That's what we think. But again, it just ended up that we ended up having ridiculously amount of shit in common.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh my God.
comical. But again, that's why I ruined this radio show the other night.
Yeah.
He's trying to be all, smooth and shit. One fucking thing, alright? One little
One
thing.
fucking word.
That was
One
he was
fucking word, and I'm on the floor crying.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He played it for
He's
me.
like, what's happening? I'm like, I wrote
Just
something.
it was
That was
what?
all I did.
Was that Saturday night or something? You were
Yes.
watching
Yeah,
TV?
last Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
Last
just
Saturday.
like,
Because I'm sitting there, I'm doing my show, and I'm trying to be like the ultimate rock star DJ, right? So I'm banging my head on camera, I'm doing all this shit, I'm moving like Paul Stanley, trying to do David
Yeah,
Roth.
and then he just said mud flap.
And then he just said,
Yeah.
I see something click in the chat, and I'm like, okay, what's this? Mud flap? And that did it. I was done.
And he just cruising along, like being, the rock star DJ that he is.
Want to be rock star.
And then I'm like, you know what? See if I can fuck with him. Guess what? It worked. Because he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then he yelled at me.
I was like, you're a fucking dick.
Like, it's my fault. Don't have me ask. Don't ask me to listen to your show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking come in and say shit, especially when there's a chat room. I was nice. I only said it once. I could have done it the whole fucking show. Nope, I was nice. But yeah,
Yeah.
how dynamic it is. It is crazy.
Crazy and
Like
bizarre.
between his kids, like it's even just now. They just met Meridith. They're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well.
Like, but
The text
it's-
that Sean sent you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
his son hit her up the other night. Can't wait. What the fuck is he?
But
I don't know where the
I
hell he
haven't
is.
met him. Have you?
I don't know where the hell. I told him you were coming.
Bastard. Bastard. He's not my favorite anymore.
He's there. Yeah. Sean, you
Yeah.
blew it.
Where is
He's the one that's out now with the other one's back in.
That's it. Kurt, Brett, and Thea, get on the show.
Yeah.
That's it. When it comes to Meat Jockey and the Mad Butcher, good luck.
Yeah, we came up with a concept for an episode of The Meat Jockey and the Mad Butcher with Diamond Sam and a couple of his kids. So I just gotta work out logistics and get camera shit together.
Because every time you say Diamond Sam, that's what I think of.
She thinks that. Like,
I'm gonna play that in the next fucking
That's
show. I
a
think.
great song.
yeah, anyway, but
Come on,
yeah,
my
he's
name
gonna
in high
be in.
school was Megadeth, okay? So you're not a Diamond Girl of Megadeth. So, look.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Anyway. He's gonna be on one of the episodes. Bastards.
How many times a day do I say I love you?
682.
And he doesn't hate it. He doesn't hate it.
So it was, yeah, another bizarre story.
I give the
Here we go.
finger all the time.
She's always like, do something, yell at me, give me the finger something. So,
Yeah,
I give her
because
the finger.
so-
So now I always give her the finger, now she gets mad. She bought me a pillow with a middle finger on it,
Yeah.
best thing ever.
No.
See, she's saying, no, you know what I do?
No,
Every time I
it's
just pick
like-
up a pillow,
because
I'm
I
just
know-
going,
Okay, I know I'm a lot. I know I'm a lot. Like, I ramble, and it takes me 40 minutes to tell you about a 5-minute situation. I know, and he just, I'll just sit there and like, listen, you know what, can you tell me to shut the fuck up or something? That I know I'm annoying you. Just fucking, Mary, shut up. I don't care. That's just one.
And now I just pick up
You
the
know?
pillow and I go like this. Like, I'm not
It's
smothering her with the pillow, I'm putting it over her face and going,
Yeah, but I'm like, how is he not killing
I'm
me?
like,
if
don't
I
buy
say
me a
it?
middle finger
Because
pillow.
I know I'm annoying. I know I'm annoying because I know I'm annoying. Like, there's no. You ask anybody, like, I hate to say this because it's probably cliche out, but if you, what do you think about her? They either, oh, I love her, or, yeah, I can't, fucking, don't bring her around. Like, there's no, you never had anybody going, oh, she's alright. No, you either hate me, or she's like, oh my god, Meredith, yeah, she's like, and it's like, I hear myself, and sometimes I'm like, wow, you better shut up, like, because you're just going and you're, like, stop it, he's looking at me weird, and he just,
That's just my face.
yeah, no, but
we
it's
had
like,
this conversation already.
no, but I know in your head, you're like, all right, babe, I knew you wrestling, okay, I got it, you love it, okay, you know, like, I know I'm annoying, and I'm like, can you please just tell me to shut the fuck up, like, once a week, like, Meredith, shut the fuck up, so now we just give each other the finger, so, but I give the finger to everybody, like, that's just, I don't mean to,
I never
but
got the finger.
I'm an ex-bartender for 30 years, so,
Oh, wait.
yeah, I used to bartend, and when people piss me off, I'm like,
So, yeah, as a bartender,
yeah,
that's
you're
true.
like, can I have, you know, like people think I'm stupid as a bartender. Like, oh my god, I was in Fridays last week and I had a pink drink. Can you make that? Yeah, you're getting a pink
Yeah,
drink.
you get a finger.
What was in it? I gave up reading lines to work here. What the
Can I get a fuzzy name?
Yeah.
And then you get a finger.
I know what's in the I don't know what's in the pink drink you got at Fridays. But yeah, but I give the finger to people. People go like, hey Meredith, my name is just people are used to me now, you know? No one's hit me yet. I'm 50, so I don't care. But yeah, like I'm like, he's so sweet, and it's so like my son says, it's so obvious that he loves you because of the way he acts around you and looks at you.
Oh, yeah.
But then like little things like when we started working in the backyard, this resonated with Eric, and you were showing him, oh, we're gonna. This was the year before we got the furniture, and he's like, yeah, I let you know, we're gonna move this because she likes the garden. He goes, it was just so cute hearing someone going, my mom likes the garden, so he's gonna take it up on people and buy the fence, and it's like little things like that, like where it's like, it's like things that he does for you that are sweet, and like he's like, look what you're doing to his house, and he's not telling you one thing, no, like painting in the backyard and stuff, so it's a bit, but usually it's like, all right, you had a long day, and I'm bitching to you about breaking a nail or something. Like, tell me, I can't find my favorite black eyeliner, whatever. Just shut the fuck up. Meredith, just, I don't care. But he won't do that. So he'll do it. Now I know his faces. Like, I know all the faces. And sometimes I feel that I've relaxed you a little bit because John has told me he used to be a little uptight, and he would sweat the small stuff, like, and
Funny
I
note on
feel
the face
I-
thing, her son makes the same face as I do.
yeah, he does. Like,
So then one day we both did the same face at the same time.
it's fucking
And she went,
crazy.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's
Same exact
It's
face simultaneously.
literally crazy. First of all, the kid, I raised him, and he looks nothing like me. Like, he looks just like his dad. He's got one of my ears and my top lip, and that's it. But I'm like, okay, well, this will happen. Yeah, no, he's my son. Like, how did that happen? That my child became yours, like overnight. Like, and Eric adores him because he's just like, oh my God, can we just talk about the national treasure named Mike Lepine? Like, he's like, I love that Mike's not racist. I love that Mike was like this. It's just so sweet. Like, you know, like, dude, yeah, like, he's my only child, and nobody goes before him. You
That's
know,
what that- yeah, that's-
nobody. Like, even now, 28 years old, nope, I call him baby Jesus. He's in my always baby Jesus. He is my baby Jesus. And yeah, like, I would kill a bitch, I would go to jail, I would jump in front of a bus, a bullet, whatever. But if my kid don't like the guy and he deliberately says it to me, yeah, bye, sorry.
There, I've learned my lesson with that.
Yeah.
The next girl I get real serious with, my kids are picking.
Yeah.
You know, that's because after what
Well,
you know,
you're already
I want.
you're not very good at it, so maybe. But I'm just saying, maybe your kids
I just think
now.
he's can't believe he's gonna take his. If you know his kids, two of them, if I.
They're adorbs. Okay, I think your kids will have better judgment than you.
Yeah, I think they will too because
Right.
because
No team.
yeah, last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this has been a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it.
I just feel better when I was gonna edit this.
I just yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
whoever
when
that
is
is.
this coming on?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna put it on.
Because I need info because people want to know.
Oh, absolutely. I will.
Oh.
I will.
I'm definitely scared.
I'm gonna put it on my YouTube page, and then I'll send it to Mike, or if you can rip it from YouTube and put it wherever you want.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
This has been a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah.
I missed the hell out of you.
Yeah.
This was a lot
No,
of fun.
I would definitely come here and visit again because like this looks like a fun neighborhood to walk around.
Anytime.
Like, oh yeah,
Anytime.
I know that.
You know that. Where
Yeah.
I like to think that
Yeah.
in some small way I'm a member of the Lepine.
Yeah, of course you are. We got you in the divorce.
family.
Yeah, we have custody.
Custody.
Yeah.
It's like you're a
We
prisoner.
have custody. Now we just got to get rid of the fucking junk mail and the Christmas shit. And we're good to go.
All right, rock and roll. This has been
Have a
the
good
Mad Butcher, Mike Lepine, Meridith Pastore,
Pastore.
Pastore.
That's so weird.
Pastore.
He does a musical radio show. We didn't talk about music once.
Damn. Yeah. So,
You know what? Word advice. You ask me, I was in.
I have the same birthday as Tupac. I'm a year older.
Tupac.
All eyes on me, bitch. I love him. Fucking love that guy. Oh my god, I love Tupac. I miss him.
please check out their show, Meat Jockey and the Mad Butcher, on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
This is it, rock and roll. You can check me out Saturday nights at 8 on mojoradio.us. Mike, thank you, brother.
No problem.
Yes. Meredith, darling, a pleasure.
Always.
Take it easy, rock and roll.
Good.
Yeah, me too. I need to